Thank you all so much for being here and for coming together and bearing witness so that we can make our voices heard and so that we can stand up and be here loudly and passionately in opposition to the cruel and lawless events that are unfolding before our eyes every single day. And I thank every single one of you for coming out, many of you every week, to amplify our voices in the face of this mass deportation regime that threatens all of our rights and all of our safety. I was here speaking 1 month ago today on the Jewish holiday of Tisha B'Av. Over 400 people from the Jewish community and organizations throughout the state came here to emphasize that what is going on in that building and what is going on with ICE across the country runs directly counter to our shared values. Yes. We came here on Tisha B'Av, which is the saddest day in the Jewish calendar, a day of communal mourning for tragic events in Jewish history. On that day, we wanted to be here on this spot to mourn the ongoing injustices against immigrants and to speak out in a unified voice, saying we would not let those injustices occur without pushback and moral opposition and shared outrage across our communities. Leviticus 19:16 tells us we cannot stand idly by when the well-being of our neighbors is being threatened. And that is exactly what is happening right now. We are in a consequential and frightening moment when our neighbors' well-being and the civil rights of everyone in this country are not only being threatened, but are being decimated day by day. Right now, the federal administration is operating without regard to rule of law or even basic human decency. They are undermining the fundamental tenets of our democracy, and their cruel and profoundly un-American actions are being carried out by a lawless and terrorizing ICE agency. We've all seen the videos of ICE agents in plain clothes with their faces covered, their identities masked, grabbing people off of city sidewalks, operating more like kidnappers than representatives of a lawful government. This is part of an intentional plan to cause calculated terror and chaos. No one who could be profiled by ICE as a potential immigrant, regardless of citizenship or documentation, is safe from being rounded up and thrown into detention. This has led people to being terrified of going to work, sending kids to school, seeking medical care, and on and on. We know that ICE is even targeting immigrants who are attending their own immigration hearings. We are playing by the rules, and ICE is still targeting them to meet their quotas. Their goal is to drive people out of this country, and to do that, they are detaining them right here in this building. ICE, and by extension, their lawless federal administration, is treating immigrants like they are worthless, like they are not members of our community, like they are not members of our neighborhoods, like they are not the people who are working to take care of our parents, to cook meals in restaurants, to construct new buildings, to make scientific discoveries. This aggressively violates our fundamental value of kavod habriot, respect for the dignity of all human beings. So what can we do? Gathering and rallying and protesting like we are doing now is absolutely vital. We must stand up to these injustices with our visible and vocal response. And we must do what we can here and pass laws in our state to protect our immigrant communities. In our State House, there are a number of pieces of legislation that are being considered that will help achieve three important goals. improving justice for our immigrant neighbors, combating this regime of mass detention and deportation, and allowing Massachusetts to serve as a model for other states that are also trying to fight back. I want to highlight a few of these key pieces of legislation for you right now. Our top priority is the Dignity Not Deportations Act. This vitally important legislation will do two things. It will prevent our state and local law enforcement from being deputized as ICE agents. And it will also prevent county sheriffs from renting bed space for immigration detention. This will stop our Commonwealth from being able to use state resources to participate in the federal government's mass deportation and detention regime. And there are some other important bills. One would prevent landlords and employers from intimidating and abusing immigrant tenants and workers. And another bill would follow up on the $5 million we already got in the state budget for an immigrant legal defense fund for individuals facing deportation, and make sure that fund is put permanently into the Massachusetts state laws. These are just a few of the many pieces of legislation being considered right now that can help us achieve more justice and greater protections for immigrant communities. To make sure these bills become law, we need you. We need all of you to contact your state legislators, your state representative, and your state senator, and say that you want to protect our immigrant neighbors. Come see me or our organizers, Hank and Noah, who are here today with me and have been coming here every week. Come see us and we will tell you how to get a QR code, how to go on our website, how to scan something to get to your legislators right now. You can also go to our website at jalsa.org and see how to do that after you leave here today. When it comes to combating injustice, we can only succeed if we work together. So I encourage you to keep making your voices heard through bearing witness here and in your individual communities. And I very much encourage you to visit our website, connect with JALSA, and strengthen the opportunity we have to make positive change and to defend our democracy. It is our duty as people of conscience to speak out, to call out the abuses of ICE and this administration, and to do all we can to defend the rule of law and our very democracy as we work to combat the regime of mass detention and mass deportation. Once again, I thank you all for standing up for our shared values and for being here today. Thanks so much.